In this video, we will take a look at the 10 most expensive Manchester City signings ever. Manchester City's fortune turned on its head when Sheikh Mansour bought the club in 2008. The direction in which the club was headed was clear from the outset, as this wealthiest owner in football made a stellar team, buying some of the most promising talents of that time, from Sergio Aguero to David Silva and Robinho. After that, there was no looking back. City have been found to spend a lot on their players, with tens to hundreds of millions on the rock of their current team, such as Kyle Walker and Erling Haaland and the likes. But who are the most expensive of their signings? We'll take a look at that shortly, but before we do, we'd like to tell you that these videos come to you for free. In order to show support for our channel, which is there to entertain you with the most exciting things about football, please subscribe to us with the notifications bell. Also, don't forget to give us a thumbs up if you enjoy our videos. Okay, now that we're all set, get an ice-cold beer and we'll drive right into the 10 most expensive Manchester City signings ever. Number 10. Erling Haaland. A man of few words, Erling Haaland is a man of many goals. His opening game with Manchester City saw him score, and with 3 goals in 4 appearances for the club, he is en route to becoming one of the top scorers this season. His blistering pace, calmness in front of the goal, and natural ball-striking ability are some of the reasons why he might be the true heir to Sergio Aguero this season. Haaland had already made his name at Dortmund, which is why this Norwegian footballer cost Manchester City £52 million. When in Dortmund, he was asked at a press conference about the secret behind his goal-scoring success. He simply said, hard work. And should he continue this secret recipe of his, we don't know how many goals he will score this season. With many players in City who can help him become better, many people believe that only the sky is his limit. Let us see this season and the ones to follow whether this really is the case. Number 9. Benjamin Mendy. This French footballer developed into the world-class player that he is while playing for Marseille and Monaco. At the end of the 2016-2017 season, he signed for Manchester City for £52 million. He signed for City in the same season as Kyle Walker. He plays as a left-back for the club, but his many injuries have forced him to miss out on many matches with the club, with some estimates that he has missed over 100 games. His match-playing fitness was in the prime for the 2019-2020 season, where he played 19 games for the club and has only played a single game this season. And number 8. Rodri. Atletico Madrid have been known for their defensive prowess, and one of the names that helped them keep a rock-solid defense was Rodri. And that is one of the reasons why Manchester City signed him at the end of his 2018-2019 season with Atletico for £56 million. After his signing, he has been a regular at the club and hasn't missed out on many matches, being starred for 33 or more games in each of his seasons. He has helped City build back their defense, and with a pass accuracy of over 90%, he is central to City's playing style. Number 7. Raheem Sterling. When Raheem Sterling signed from Liverpool, he had just stepped out of his teens, and this was 7 years ago. And even in 2015, this wonderful English attacking midfielder and winger cost City £57 million. And under the management of Pep, Raheem flourished to become one of the most feared goalscorers in the Premier League. In the season when City hit the unthinkable 100 points, a feat which hasn't been repeated since Sterling scored many goals in the dying minutes of the game, saving Manchester from what would have been undeserved draws. In the 225 appearances that he made in the Premier League for Manchester City, he scored 91 goals, his personal best being in the 2019-2020 season, where he scored 20 goals. Although Sterling has gone to Chelsea and will be looking to lift the trophy in the blue of Chelsea as opposed to the blue of Manchester, he will look at his time at City with much fondness, as they captured multiple titles with him in the team. Number 6. Aymeric Laporte. In 2018, City signed Aymeric Laporte for £58.5 million. This Spanish centre-back was already regarded as one of the finest rising talents in Atletico Bilbao. In the second season at the club, he missed out on many games due to injury. The fact that Liverpool won the Premier League that season meant that many people were left wondering how the Premier League table would have looked if Laporte was there. He has already played 108 Premier League games. The fact that there is a stiff competition in City for the left-back position might have further helped him play better. Number 5. João Cancelo. João Cancelo is one of the many stellar fullbacks at Manchester City. He cost £58.5 million for the citizens as they obtained him at the end of the 2019 season from Juventus. Although City didn't pay the full £58.5 million to Juventus for Cancelo, Danilo was sent to Juventus as part of the deal. Ever since he started to play for City, fans and pundits alike have considered him to be one of the best centre-backs in the world. Although many clubs have stellar signings, there aren't a lot of players in City whom they've purchased for big money and have failed to deliver. The back-to-back Premier League wins that City have managed in the last seasons is a testament to Cancelo's indispensable role for the club. Number 4. Riyad Mahrez. Alongside Jamie Vardy and N'Golo Kante, Riyad Mahrez was the focal point of Leicester's unbelievable title-winning season of 2015 and 2016 campaign. His delightful play with Leicester meant that a number of honours were bestowed upon him, ranging from the Algerian Footballer of the Year to the PFA Player of the Year and the Premier League PFA Team of the Year. With such wonderful footballing prowess, it was only a matter of time before he left Leicester to play for a bigger club, and it was only a matter of time before a giant of a club would come knocking at his door, and that club was City, which brought him at a price of £61 million in 2018. Ever since, he has already scored 38 goals in the Premier League in 117 appearances and a total of 63 goals for the club, just shy of 200 games for the club. Mahrez is the 4th most expensive signing in Manchester City's history, and a deserved one at that. Number 3. Ruben Dias. Ruben Dias has evolved into one of the best defenders in the world at Manchester City, and it can well be argued that he already was on the way to becoming one at Benfica, which is why City signed him from the Portuguese club for £61 million. This makes Dias the 3rd most expensive Manchester City signing ever. At the young age of 24, he partnered well with John Stones, forming a formidable defence and winning the FWA Player of the Year award in the first season. Number 2. Kevin De Bruyne. If there is a genius in the midfield in the world currently, it would definitely be Kevin De Bruyne. This Belgian-born has cut through passes that can only be dreamed by others who don't belong to his ilk, and was once hailed by Pep to be alongside Messi and Ronaldo. And that comparison alone speaks volumes about the man. He is also the 2nd most expensive signing by Manchester City. Although he had signed for Chelsea in the 2012-2013 season, he developed his talents in the Bundesliga, where he played for Wolfsburg for 3 seasons, and at the end of the 2015-2016 season, City got him for £68.4 million, making him the 2nd most expensive signing to date. He can score with his right, hit long ranges with his left, set up others to score goals, and even chips in to defend. This is one of the reasons why the pundits of the game often regard him as a complete footballer who has scored 87 goals in 311 appearances for the club. Number 1. Jack Grealish. There was a sight in the Euros 2020 which was unforgettable for many fans, and that was when Jack Grealish was brought in for the final that England played against Italy, and the crowd just cheered him on. His time at Aston Villa saw him rise as a winger and attacking midfielder. It was probably due to his connection with the fans alongside his mesmerising performances with Villa that City got him for a whopping £100 million, making him the most expensive Manchester City signing ever. In his first game for City, the citizens suffered a defeat, but Grealish managed to score in the first Champions League game that he played. In the final game of the 2021-2022 season, the title was on the line as City faced Grealish's former club. Beating them 3-2, City became champions, but Grealish was only able to score 3 goals in 26 games that season. He will be hoping to better his record and justify the tag of the most expensive Manchester City signing ever. City is a giant of a club. With many expensive signings of players and hiring Pep Guardiola has seen them conquer 4 Premier League titles in the past 5 years. With players like Grealish and De Bruyne in their prime, it will be interesting to see how many more titles City can win as many of their most expensive signings are still playing for the club. What do you think are the chances of City lifting the Premier League this season? Please let us know in the comments down below, and who of these stellar signings has been your favourite? And don't forget to send us a thumbs up in case you liked the video. Please subscribe to our channel to not miss out on new videos. We'll see you soon with a new football video, but in the meanwhile, you can watch the video on the screen.